Spawning in the bottom right position as the red Zerg coming in for Acer. The score, by the way, is currently 2-2. It is ParanOid. ParanOid. And spawning in the bottom left position as the teal Zerg player coming in for MVP. It is Nakseo. Nakseo. Doesn't quite have that ring. That ring to it, you know? Like ParanOid. I feel like I could make a song about ParanOid. There's probably actually a lot of songs about ParanOid that I'm just aren't going through my head right now. I dropped the ball, but we had some really good matches. In all honesty, ParanOid, he's a somewhat decent. You know, I will never forget one of my first Acer TeamStory Cup matches of this season was between Root and Acer. And we actually had ParanOid on this map against Sage, and the game went on for like an hour. Like, it was crazy long, like epic gloriness. But ParanOid, after that game from Nakseo, I don't know what the best way to approach this match is, because I mean, I feel like Nakseo might just be better, as far as skill goes. So ParanOid might need to try something tricky. He might need to cut a few corners that he wouldn't normally attempt to, or maybe do something like a very greedy play. So I feel like that's the best solution for ParanOid right now. But we will see, of course. It's not like he's gonna be forced to do anything like that. And while ParanOid's gonna go for the pool first into the hatchery. And we had the hatch first from Nakseo into the gas into the pool. So Naxeo's going for about as greedy a build as you can in ZvZ. At least greedy within reason. So nothing crazy. We don't have anything like double hatch before pool in ZvZ. Unless both players like agree to, I guess. It'd be kind of like a conceded thing. But ParanOid is going to go take his gas. No, he's actually just going to extract or trick. That's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not a bad time to take gas in ZvZ right now. So this would actually be the normal time to take it. It's already looking a little bit late for ParanOid. So he could have something interesting planned. Perhaps a very fast double queen build with 2 evolution chambers and a fast roach warren, actually. Or maybe even use the Bailey Nest to wall off the natural ramp. And then just kind of park the queens there to block any lings from running in is a somewhat popular way to try to play if you go gasless. But the fact that he still hasn't done anything is kind of interesting. He's going to walk his queen down. Should be able to throw an injector, at least cover from anything. And then natural expansion quite soon. 8 lings on the way for Nakseo, though. He looks like he could be already getting ready to be a bit aggressive. He has two here. It looks like Nakseo wants to just pocket them, bank up his Zerglings, which is very interesting because ParanOid's going to see at least a few of these Zerglings. He knows, okay, well, we've actually made a lot of Zerglings very early on. And the fact that he doesn't have the Baneling Nest is quite interesting as well. He will be able to start it very soon, but will Nakseo actually get a Baneling Nest? He doesn't have he's not getting his gas fast enough to actually make use of one. Zergling speed's going to be done soon, but he won't have a Baneling Nest in time. I feel like this is going to be a speedling all-in from Nakseo. Yeah, he's just banking up Zerglings. He's pocketing them. I don't think he notices ParanOid's Overlord, though, which is very, very important because if ParanOid knows about this, he's going to be a really nice spot. He does have a Spine Crawler being built. He still has no gas, though, and I think that's where this becomes difficult because you need a Baneling Nest to deal with the mass Zergling style unless you have the most epic wall built since China, basically. And now we do have the Baneling Nest halfway done for Nakseo, so you can try to use that to bust this. The Speedlings are making their way across the field now, and this is where things can get quite tricky here. So he's now coming in here towards the natural expansion. This is going to be very, very rough, I think, to deal with, and now he's coming in. The Spine Crawler is here. He wants to try to focus this down. Now, there are slow lings for ParanOid, and while you might say, okay, well, they're slow lings, they're not that big of a deal. If he wants to engage these queens in the spine, he has to fight the Zerglings, and now we see the Spine Crawler being shifted up the evolution chambers. This is the only opportunity Nakseo would have to attack right now before that spine burrows, and it is going to burrow. So ParanOid is actually getting away with a lot of greed right now. This is actually pretty sick play on his part. He has 10 drones coming out now. He does not yet actually have anything like a lair started, which Nakseo could move into much faster. But is he going to do anything crazy, like go for a mass Baneling buff? So he's got 1 Baneling on the way. That's not going to do anything. Yeah, I'm curious as to why Nakseo is going for one Baneling. ParanOid's going to get a Roach Horn, though, and this is a very smart play. A 2-base, maybe mass Roach push off of this economy that he was able to get. And, you know, it's not even like he was got a big economy. He's even in drones at best with Nakseo. And Naxeo's actually a few drones ahead of him. Actually, I say that. He throws on his Evo chambers, so he's even. But, you know, what really counts here is that ParanOid didn't invest any gas into those other things. He got the evolution chambers pretty fast. But I feel like since his gas was so late, yeah, he's getting a lair. This is interesting. Because he doesn't actually have to go into the roaches now that he's getting the lair this fast. He can still go into Mutalisks quite easily. At least to open with and then switch into roaches. But he's going to get that +1 missile attack. No Carapace upgrade on the way yet for ParanOid, which is kind of interesting because his opponent is going for it. And he's just shoving away as much as he can. Oh, yeah, he actually queued that up. We could see that on his evolution chamber. He queued up his Carapace behind his attack. He had to move that over. That's why it was a little bit derpy. But yeah, the lair is going to be done for Nakseo. It's about halfway done right now. So it's going to be about 30 seconds behind ParanOid's. And I don't think there's any real timing you can exploit with a 30-second lead in the lair. So ParanOid's not going to really get anything out of having this lair faster. But, I mean, he has his lair, which is nice. He's going to get an Infestation Pit. He's going to get Glial Reconstitution, which will allow his roaches to move faster. And the creep spread here is interesting. A lot of Zerg players choose not to really spread it this aggressively, but he at least wants to connect all of his bases, which is very, very smart. It's just kind of cute because oftentimes you just wait for the hatchery to spread its own creep when it finishes. But, yeah, when you go for the Roach Hydra style or any kind of Roach-based composition in Zerg versus Zerg, if your opponent is also going for that same type of play, the most important thing in the game becomes saturating your third base because that's so many extra resources, and a fourth base is almost impossible to defend early on. So you want to maximize your economy, which is that 3-base setup. But if you drone it too hard, too fast, you can just die to a counter. You can just die to an attack because your opponent invested the resources into something other than drones. And, well, I mean, it does take about, at least takes like 2 minutes for a drone to pay for itself because the drone needs the first minute of mining to cover 40 minerals, which will basically cover the cost of the drone. And then in the next minute, then you're actually profiting off of it. So you need 2 minutes. You need that second minute to really make the drones worth anything. And now he's going to start mining. There are 10 roaches coming out for Nakseo, and he could try to go for some sort of attack here. He does have a lot of roaches already banked up. He is just kind of parking the mare. ParanOid knows of these roaches. He's getting his own roach speed. The pathogen glance is coming in, the +2 attack for ParanOid, and ParanOid is going to explode a little bit more as time goes by, but Naxeo's had the drones at his third for a little bit longer, and that's really important because they're going to pay for themselves faster now with the roach speed. Well, Nakseo, he's moving out with a lot of units. ParanOid, he's going to start getting his infestors. This is what makes you vulnerable. ParanOid went for that fast infestor tech, so he wasn't able to bank anywhere near as many roaches. He's going to try to at least pick off a few of these units as they straggle, yeah, his stragglers along here. Now, very nice, actually. Everything that he can grab is very, very huge. This is a very tense moment right now because Nakseo does have more roaches here to fight. But, ooh, the infestors are going to be out soon. He does have the pathogen glands. Is he going to be able to hold on here? Nakseo taking a really nice fight. But the reinforcements for ParanOid, are they going to be enough? I'm not so sure. The upgrades currently are even between these two players. The infestors are out, though. This could be enough to help turn the tide of the battle. The roaches are trying to get in here. The concave is favoring Nakseo, though. This is looking very bad for our Acer Zerg player. He's down on supply. The reinforcements of roaches are coming out, but the third base is going to be a little bit bare. And ParanOid is doing everything that he can to shove these roaches off of him, but I feel that going for the infestors limited him in his setup here to actually produce units a little bit too much. And now Nakseo, he did a lot of damage. He is going to be shoved back for now. What's most important is that Nakseo didn't target down drones at this base. But now he is going to go for it. And if ParanOid, this is it. He must attack him. He must save this start. If he loses the drones here, he loses the game. The infestors do not have the energy to use the fungal growth. He is going to be forced back. And ParanOid is just taking so much damage. The endless stream of roaches coming in for Nakseo. I'm not sure he has enough to hold on here. Infestitarians are going to get thrown out from what's left in the infestors' energy pouches. But that's not going to be enough. Nakseo moving in, and once these drones start to die, ParanOid is going to basically have the nail put in his proverbial coffin as this hatchery kind of acts like a force field, but that's all he's got. Some of the roaches are split up. He's going to try to fight this now in different separate chunks, but Ooh, he is really getting on top of these roaches right now. ParanOid is throwing absolutely everything that he can into this. He's bringing out the additional infested Terrans. He is not sparing anything to try to stop this attack, but Nakseo is actually getting caught off guard here. He's losing a couple more units than he maybe was originally intending to. That +2 attack is really helping ParanOid out. The +2 Carapace is about to finish for Nakseo with his +2 as well, though, and that's where things get tricky. There's no +2 Carapace even on the way for ParanOid, and with the 2-2 upgrade switch now, this is going to be almost impossible for ParanOid to hold off. He's behind on upgrades with the Roach versus Roach. He's had Roaches streaming across the map all game long. And that +2 Carapace can make a huge difference in these fights because it nullifies one of the, it's going to nullify half the second attack upgrades. So that's very important for Nakseo. And now he's moving in. He's trying to deal damage to this hatchery. He's just saying, hey, you want to bring your Roaches over? That's fine. I'll jump right on top of you. I do have that upgrade lead. I'm not afraid to fight against you like this. And, well, I can't blame him. The Roaches of ParanOid are going down. Naxeo's had this supply lead for quite a while. It's basically been a Roach dong slapping fest here between these two players, just throwing everything that they can between each other. And he is going to be able to chew through so many of these Roaches. But ParanOid's still kind of mining that third base. I don't even know if you can kind of count that anymore. But Nakseo is going to finally knock ParanOid below 100 supply. GG, and our MVP Zerg takes another win here in this Acer TeamStory Cup. Best of 9. And I can't say I'm terribly surprised at the result of that game. Very nice play from Nakseo. I definitely would have favored him at the start of that match, no matter what. And that was just really him just kind of macroing a little bit better. But I also think it comes down to the fact that we did see ParanOid go for that infestation pit. ParanOid went for those infestors, and the money that he spent on those, well, that was money not spent on Roaches, and that's why Nakseo just made so many goddamn Roaches and completely bowled them over. But you're watching the Acer TeamStory Cup, guys. We're going to get into the next game as soon as we can. I'm your English caster for today, Nathanias. If you have enjoyed the cast, if you enjoyed the games, let me know. Say hi. You can message me at RootNathanias on Twitter. That's at RootNathanias. I appreciate all your tweets. I try to respond to as many of them as I can. And, yeah, just relax, enjoy the show. And follow my Twitch TV channel as well as my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DarkNathanias. We're in the lobby for the next game already. We'll get into this as soon as we can.